A new group. Where did you come from?
New Zealand, which was discovered by a Dutchman, I believe.
Right. But that's where you came from.
Yeah.
Where did the music come from?
Well, who can say really? I mean, it started with two of us, myself and another guy called Philip Judd. And we wrote about 20 songs 4 years ago, and I'd known Jonathan at school and for a good many years before that, and we knew friends who knew friends, and so the people came together, the songs were there, and the people got into the songs, and the music sort of grew from that. It was a happy relationship of friends.
There's no particular influence that made your music the way it is?
The influences are quite varied. There's a lot of them, really. It would take a while to explain them all. We were influenced by a lot of English rock music, late 60s, early 70s English music. The Beatles we love. There's a lot of bands.
Right, now New Zealand is pretty isolated. Have you seen any of the groups that might be influential to you, or just heard their records?
Just heard the records and occasionally saw a film clip. We only really listened to a lot of music up to the time the band started, and then once the band had started we sort of stopped listening. So for the last few years we haven't heard a lot, just what we hear on the radio. And
who's producing the album?
That was Phil Manzanera. Roxy Music were touring Australia. That was about 15 months ago, and we just happened to get a chance to play with them in Sydney. He'd seen us on television, but they didn't say who we were. He came along to play that night and found us playing. I was very surprised. And he only caught the last couple of songs, but they impressed him enough for him to want to help us in some way. And the best way would have been producing our album. So we had an album planned at the time, but there wasn't enough time for his schedule to fit in with ours, so we left it till this year. Came over here to do it.
Right. Does your music need the act you have, or is the act very important all by itself?
Well, the act came along without us even realising it was happening in a way. We started out fairly frozen on stage, quite afraid, and gradually realised that the music was making us move in certain ways and do certain things. And then Noel Crombie, our percussion player, started designing costumes for us, and the costumes seemed to fit the mood of the music, and we started wearing them, and just sort of step by step we built up this act. And we're very conscious of it. It's not we don't sort of do it just naturally. I mean, we're aware that we go on stage and do an actual performance, but it does come fairly naturally to us once we're actually up there.
Right, so it's not that you cut your hair and all these things to sell the music?
No, not with that specific intention, because it just fits the music. The way we look fits the music, I think, and obviously it's a selling point. People, if they hate us, they're still going to remember us, and that's what we've found. It's been a love-hate thing. And the people who can't get into the music initially, the performance entertains them, hopefully. And I mean, that's what it's all meant to do, is just to entertain.
You're mainly a musician or actors now?
Both, I think. It's pretty mixed. I think the music comes first, always. I mean, that's how it started with songs. But the way we present them has become very important.
Okay, let's go look at the music now. Thank you.
Thank you.